Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Well, today we'll be editing an image that I took while I was in Hungary, which is this one here, but I'll be taking the shot from a different location. Well, here's the image I shot in color and we'll be transforming it into black and white, which is this one here. Well, stay with me throughout the video and I'll show you how you also can achieve the same results. Well, hello everyone, I'm at my computer and we're going to start editing this image. I'm going to start with the exposure panel, reduce the highlights all the way, increase the shadows, increase the whites until I see clippings, reduce the blacks until I see clippings, some contrast, and I'm going to reduce the exposure to even out the image. I'm going to raise the blacks a bit more, and I think I'm going to decrease the exposure just a bit more to about there. Next, I'm going to go down to the effects panel, increase the texture, some clarity, and the dehaze. As you can see, we have some noise in the image, and I'm going to correct that by going down to the denoise reduction on the detail panel. Press denoise. I also have Topads AI denoise. Sometimes I use the Topad software and sometimes I use this software. I'm going to increase it just a bit more to around 60. You can check there without the enhance noise, and it's enhance. I'm going to press enhance and let it render. So that's the denoise applied. I'm going to increase the sharpening to around 50. I'm going to reduce the radius and increase the detail to 100. I'm going to use the masking slider, hold down the Alt key and lift it up to around there, and we'll be sharpening the white parts only. Next, I'm going to remove this clipping here. I'm going to see if it's on the blacks. And there we have it. Now I'm going to go down to the calibration. Like I said always in my other editing tutorials, I always increase the color and the vibrance. And I'm going to boost this image all the way up to 100. And I'm going to increase a bit of red primary also to around there. So there we have it for the editing of the color image. Now we'll be turning it into black and white, and I'll be taking it over to Photoshop. So here we are in Photoshop. Go down to the half black and white circle, the adjustment layer, and click on black and white. Here I'm going to play around with the colors. You can do this settings, they're just the same in Adobe Camera Raw and Lightroom. And I'm going to start by playing around with the red slider. As you can see, you have changes in the image, and I'm going to increase it just a bit. Try the yellows. And this is the reason why we always increase the vibrance and colors before turning it into black and white. Gonna leave that how it was. Check the greens. Leave it how it was. Check the cyans. Not much movement. Leave it how it was. Check the blues. And the blues, I'm gonna reduce it just a bit more. Gonna check the magentas. Now we have some good movement in the magenta slider. But don't go overboard, just do subtle movements to around there. Next, I'm gonna go back down to the adjustments layer and I'm gonna click on the gradient map. Click on your drop down window here and click on classic. And there we have a much better black and white image. I always use this method instead of using the button in black and white in Adobe Camera or Lightroom. You get a much better black and white image and it's more natural looking. Next, I'm going to close the window and I'm going to flatten these layers by pressing the flatten image. And I'll be taking it back over to Adobe Camera Raw. Or if you're using Lightroom, back to Lightroom. We're back in Adobe Camera Raw, and now we're going to start doing some masking, but before I'm going to try using this exposure panel once more to get even more out of the image. Highlights to around there, check the shadows, leave them how they were, increase the whites, leave them how they were also, and I'm going to try the contrast. And I'm going to reduce the exposure just a bit more. To around there. And now we're going to start with the masking. Like in my other videos, I always start with the linear gradient and I place it over the sky. I'm going to move it nearly halfway down. And I'm going to intersect the mask here on these buttons, and I'm going to select sky because the mask was covering a bit of these branches over here. I'm going to reduce the exposure to around there, and I'm going to create another linear gradient. I'm going to place it over just the top part of the sky and reduce the exposure again. I'm going to move it down just a bit more to around there. I'm going to use another linear gradient for the foreground. And I'm going to just before we hit the road here, I tilted it just a bit and I'm going to reduce the exposure. That should be okay. The next mask I'm going to use is going to be the luminance range. It's going to give me an eyedropper and I'm going to click on the whiter parts of this building which is the Parliament building. We have some masking in the sky. All we need to do is subtract it by pressing the subtract button and by using a brush, because I just want the mask on the building. And here I'm going to increase a bit of exposure to around there. Next, I'm going to use a radial gradient, and I'm going to place it just over the water here. Going to turn it a bit. Increase it, the size, and increase the exposure. I'm going to increase it just a bit more to about there. Now I'm going to use another radial gradient. I'm going to put it over the reflections somewhat here. Turn it a bit and increase the exposure to about there. Oops, it went down. Let me correct it to about there. Now I'm going to lighten up the street area here, and I'll be doing that by using the brush. I'm going to reduce the size. I'm going to paint away on the street here. If you go overboard, which I've gone into the river here and some on the buildings, just use the subtract button and the brush and just minus away the mask. And I'm going to increase the exposure. And like this, we'll be doing some dodging and burning. Now I'm going to use another brush, but I'm going to use it for the bridge here. But for this, I'm going to increase the size of the image to around there. And I'm going to use the mask, and I'm going to use the brush. And again, I'm going to paint away on the bridge here. Again, I'm going overboard. And again, I'm going to subtract the mask by using the brush again. Should be okay there for here now. And that's why I increase the image size to be more precise. And that should be okay. And here I'm going to increase the exposure. To around there. I'm going to decrease the size of the image. I'm going to check the before and after. And that should be okay. The next mask I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use another linear gradient, and I'm going to place it again over the top part of the sky. and reduce the exposure. Push it down a bit more. And that should be okay. We're nearly ready from this image. And now I'm going to create a radial gradient. And I'm going to place it just in the middle of the sky here. And here I'm going to intersect the mask with sky. And here I'm going to increase the exposure to about there. I'm going to increase a bit of highlights as well. And some whites. And now I'm going to create another radial gradient. And I'll be doing a vignette. I always use this method for creating vignettes. Open it up. And don't forget to invert the vignette, the mask. And I'm going to decrease the exposure. And there we have our final image. And I'm going to show you the before and the after. That's before, and that's the after. That's the before, and that's the after. Well, thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you increase your editing skills to a much better level. Leave any comments below, and I try my best to answer each comment. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in another video. Thank you guys, and bye.